Hi, my name is Chad Lucas, Systems Architect with Nutanix. Today I'm going to be covering our cross-hypervisor recovery plan capability that is available as of AOS 5.11. In order for this to work, Nutanix guest tools and VMware tools needs to be installed on all VMs that are going to be part of the recovery plan. We'll cover protection policies with local and remote replication enabled, what Nutanix categories means and how we use them to enable this recovery plan and protection policy to take effect. And we will discuss what a secondary network does for testing recovery plans in real life production environments. Then we'll actually create the recovery plan, execute a test, execute a plan failover, and then a failback. So I've logged into my environment here. I have one Prism Central in what I'm going to call my primary location that is managing an ESX cluster. And I have two VMs that will be part of this demo, a CentOS 7 and a Windows 2016-demo VM. In my recovery site, I have another Prism Central that is managing an AHV cluster that will be used as our target location for this recovery. So let's flip back and let's understand our protection policy. So we go to policies, protection policies. And I have created a CL protection policy here. You can just update that and take a look at some of the properties. So I have created this protection policy. I've told it the recovery location is the Prism Central of the one I just showed you that is managing that AHV environment. And then a couple other properties such as recovery point objective, how many snapshots I want to keep locally and remotely, and then what category I want to associate with this protection policy. In my situation, I've used a built-in environment equals dev category, but you can create your own or however you want to do it. It's totally up to you. So next thing is I want to make sure that my VMs are part of that category. So I go back to virtual infrastructure, look at VMs. I'll highlight the two VMs that we'll be working with today. And I simply go down and click on manage categories. And I can see that environment dev is part of the properties for those two VMs. So we're good there. And we'll flip back over and look at one last thing, which is actually our recovery plan itself. So I have a CL recovery plan listed here. We'll look at the properties of this guy. So in this situation, I have again chosen environment equals dev as the category that I want included as part of this recovery. Additionally, you can add in a single entity such as a single VM and add stages such that if you have a boot sequence or a startup sequence of an application that needs to be followed, you can put in time delays. And then we can take a look at the network properties where I have my primary at each location, and then a secondary that I've created, which is just two partial class C networks, that when I go to failover in a test scenario and bring the VMs up in the DR environment or in the secondary location, it will not impact any production workloads that may be running there. So let's get started. So the first thing I'm going to do, if I want to initiate a test, I actually have to go to the target location where I want to bring those VMs up, go to the recovery plan, highlight it. You'll see this thing here says validate. So that'll just go through a validation, make sure things will look okay from a config standpoint. It actually does that before I initiate the test anyway, but you can do it on its own. So I'm just going to click on test and we'll say, yep, go ahead. The primary location, this is the ESX environment, and I'm going to recover it here locally. I'm going to click test. So it has initiated the test failover. We can go back and monitor our VMs. And you can see it's already brought up Nutanix-test CentOS and Nutanix-test Windows 2016 demo. And it'll power those guys up in a second. These VMs are powered up and it's on that secondary network. I can see, pop open a console real quick. And we are online. So once you've completed your testing, the next thing to do is actually clean it up. So we go back to the recovery plan on the existing Prism Central we're working with. And simply click on Actions and Clean Up Test VMs. So click Clean Up. We'll go back and it should remove those VMs that we were just looking at. And they're already gone. So the next thing is we're actually going to do a failover. So we're going to bring those VMs in live production state over to this secondary location. So go back to Recovery Plans, click on Actions, and this time just click Failover. Again, it'll go through some validation steps and begin the failover. So the failover is initiated successfully. We'll pop over to the VMs and wait for them to come online. So it's brought these two VMs over, and now it's going through the process of powering these VMs up. Okay, it looks like it's finally powered these guys up. Took about a minute and 30 seconds. So again, we'll validate. And we're online. So the other thing that we need to look for is in our primary location, we should now see that those VMs are no longer here. And they are gone. So the next thing is to initiate a failback, which is actually done from the original Prism Central that is managing the ESX cluster. So same workflow. We go to Policies, Recovery Plans. And in this situation, just click Failover again, and it'll bring it back from our recovery site. So the failover initiated, and similar process, go back to our VMs and wait for them to be brought online here. So it's brought them over. Now it's going through the process of powering them back on. While it's powering them on, we can validate that those VMs are actually removed in the recovery location and they are gone. And they just switched to on, so let's open up. Got the Windows console this time. And there he is. Good to go. So that completes this demo of our Leap DR functionality with cross hypervisors. For more demos, stay tuned. I'll be releasing some on some additional capabilities around flow and things of that nature. Thanks. Have a good day.